All right. So I want to talk about the most real topic that we've talked about here on Black Hollywood, and
It's
I-
deep.
it's deep. I already hinted it to Josh before the show. Usually we go off of improv, but let me tell you, I'll tell you the most important topic we've talked about on Black Hollywood. This is about E.T. It's about Men in Black.
Pennywise.
Pennywise is an alien too. Sorry, spoiled it, guys. This episode is about aliens. All right, they're here. You know, as far as we know, I think they've been here. But the question is, why do you think that the Pentagon and now they're having hearings based off of? We 20 years ago we would never have a hearing based on aliens.
Yeah.
But we're having actual judicial process hearings based off of aliens and the military having to deal with them, pilots specifically. What's your thoughts? Why is the world talking about this now?
I think because with the rise of technology, with the rise of with technology being innovated every day, I think that it's becoming more proof is being revealed that aliens are real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not trying to. I even think that you can say that this is above a conspiracy theory.
I would say so.
That is something it's in our face, but it's hiding in plain sight. I believe in Area 51. We talked about this yesterday, right? I asked you, do you think 100 years is a long time? And what did you say?
No.
100 years, that's a lifetime. You know what I mean? Think about how much the world has changed from 1923 to 2023. In 100 years, we've been through 2 world wars, many different battle and conflicts. We have many different catastrophic events. But what really perplexes me, and has always perplexed me ever since I was in high school, was the rise of technology through that time. How, yes, we went through leaps and bounds, but we went from being on the ground to, we shot for the stars, and we didn't land on the moon. We didn't even land for the stars. We landed at some other star that was way, way back as far as the way that technology has been innovated over the years.
Right.
You know what I mean? Do we have smart people in this world? Absolutely. We have very smart people. We have people who are special.
Right.
We have people like Steve Jobs. We have people like Bill Gates. We have people like, Elon Musk, who have created and innovated many, many things.
Yeah, the ones I really think about, like Einstein and things like that. But yeah.
For sure. But it just amazes me how much technology has been innovated so rapidly over the years and how it's continuously, even today, being innovated. And the reason I bring that up, technology in general, is because I think it has something to do with aliens, man.
I do too.
I think Area 51, I think that has a lot to do with alien activity, but I also think that some alien ships probably crash landed here. I know this sounds so cartoonish, but it's hard for me to take myself seriously when I say this, but I think that the government or humanity has come across alien technology and they're using it today in our everyday products and everything.
I think they're spoon feeding it and unfolding it in such a unified way.
Yeah.
That they're like, okay, we gotta get people warmed up to the temperature of this. But yeah, I read a book called The Compound Effect about how, in short, anything that you put out there will compound. That's why you want to put out your story, put out your product, put out your content, because it will compound. And information compounds, technology compounds as well. And so I did the math. I kept looking back at it and trying to see, it's true. In 19 centuries, why is the 20th and the 21st such leaps and bounds?
Yeah, in such a short period of time.
I'm like, information compounds every year and gets fast. It should get faster and faster. But this is still alarming, not this fast.
And you can say it started with the Industrial Revolutions. Because if you think about it, the Industrial Revolution created the massive cities that we have today. Mm-hmm. I mean, Chicago, New York, St. Louis, mm-hmm. Los Angeles, they've always been there. Mm-hmm. But it's the Industrial Revolution that really revolutionized a lot of these cities that created these conglomerates of high populations of a lot of people. You know what I mean?
Of course.
So the reason I bring that up is because when you have a bunch of people together, and the Industrial Revolution was the rise of technology then, that people say that was a kicking point of when technology really started to become innovative.
Right.
But in my opinion, the Industrial Revolution started in like the 1900s, before the 1920s.
Yeah.
When would you say that technology really started to pick up? Like really started to pick up?
Man, I would say noticeably the last 30 years.
Yes.
But I'm thinking about the Wright brothers to Neil Armstrong landing on the moon.
Uh-huh.
The Wright brothers making the plane to us, Euro stepping and see Crip walking on the moon. Like that was not very long. That was like 30 years apart. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, you had the Wright brothers with those janky planes. You saw what they were doing.
Yep.
I was surprised they survived.
Yeah.
like someone look back at that. How did the Wright brothers survive? Like, y'all testing planes. Y'all like, okay, I'm gonna get this metal bird in the sky real quick. My brother's on that one. I'm gonna take out this one real quick. I don't know how they survived. I don't know what their mechanism was from abandoning planes when they didn't work. That's a whole other conversation. Mm-hmm. My point is, how do we go from that to blood walking on the moon? Like
Crip walking.
Yeah.
Crip or blood walking.
Yeah, bird walking. And I don't know how that happened in a span of 40 years, 30 years. And then now we're here. And I think the point you're trying to get at is, what's ChatGPT, right? We use AI in this business. And I don't want to say that on here because I know how some of you guys feel about it. Yes, we replaced 9 employees. I replaced 9 employees personally with AI. It's done. All right. It's a hierarchy. It's capitalism. But I did that. And it's like, where does AI even come from for me to edit these videos faster and cut from between me and you? Where's AI come from for us to make our clips and our shorts? I use it all. I'm subscribed to probably like 3 of them. But I can't tell you how they work, where they came from. All I know is the interface is pretty easy for me. So.
And people say it's all about algorithms and everything too. And I was like, well, the thing about algorithms is that you can solve a Rubik's Cube with an algorithm. There's certain algorithms that you can use to solve a Rubik's Cube, which is doing the same pattern over and over again. It's like automatic. You know what I mean? But it's like when I think about AI, like the video editing AI system, ChatGPT, still amazes me to this day. And the only reason why ChatGPT's information is only limited to 2021 is because the newspaper people, the people who write newspaper journalists, didn't want to be replaced by AI. So they said that there has to be a limit to it, because if that thing was current, we wouldn't have journalists or newspapers columns anymore. Yeah. They would be replaced overnight.
Well, so there's like 3 other platforms that are actually current. They're out there right now that compete with ChatGPT. So our platforms are already current.
I didn't know that.
And so, yeah, they're like, and I was given a list of those ones that are actually today, and pulled from databases from today. Still, just the innovation side of things is breathtaking. Something I really you can't really wrap your head around, especially with this. Think about it. Every other mammal that walks the face of this planet, it's pretty much doing the same thing it did 2,000 years ago.
Yep.
Every other mammal is. Us, we still have human behaviors, but certain things around technologically, we're vastly different, right? And even down to our habitat, the place that we're shooting this from right now, the walls are even. They've all been measured to make sure they align. We have earthquake-proof foundation. There's no other animal that is capable of making a habitat of this degree or this such. You know what I mean? And it makes you wonder, how are we being guided, or how are we being pushed forward by some hand that's greater than ours to keep inventing in such ways? And it could just be because of competition, and we're all competitive. We want to just have the next thing up. There's something more to that. So
there is something more to that. And back then, with the Wright brothers and everything, believe it or not, the U.S. was actually behind in technology.
Okay.
It was the Germans that were ahead in technology.
Right.
But it wasn't until post-World War II where, events happened where the Americans became ahead in technology. And then ever since then as well, it's just been a rapid increase. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And dude, think about it. 30-year time. When did the Wright brothers create the airplane?
Oh, the Wright brothers were like early 1900s.
Like
man.
1910?
Yeah, around that time, man.
That's what I thought. It might be
Yeah.
around that time.
Yeah, it's around that time. It's early. They're born late 1800s, and they did most of their work in the early 1900s.
Yeah. Dude, even for us, we talked about this earlier. I always reference 2003. I remember going to the computer lab as a third grader, playing these big box computers, having to wait forever for it to load.
Talked about that.
You like the